Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Logan Rath and I'm here to give you an overview of how to search the library for scholarly peer-reviewed resources. You have a couple options. Option one is that you can start right on the library homepage. And if you scroll down, you'll see the blue box. The blue box will allow you to search Library Search, which is a wide collection of resources. Below where you enter your keywords, you can choose to limit your search. If you choose articles, you'll limit to peer-reviewed articles from the past 10 years. Let's use homelessness for our example search. When you run your search, you'll see that it's limited to the past 10 years and that we've limited it to peer-reviewed articles. From here, you have a few options. You can go to advanced search and add additional search terms. So maybe I'm curious about homelessness and trauma. That will limit my results because I've added another search term. When I get to this list, these are going to be articles that we mostly have full text. You could use the download PDF link to get right to the PDF of the article, but sometimes you'll see an article and it says no online access. So when that happens, you click on the article, and then if you haven't signed in, you'll click sign in. And from there, you'll see an option to place request. Sometimes, depending on if the library owns the print version or not, you'll see the option down in a white background. When you press place request, the form will be filled out and you can just hit send request. We'll send you that PDF in about 2 to 4 days. The second place you can search is a specific database. And so if you scroll down and choose databases by subject, and then scroll down again and choose social work, you'll see our social work resources page. This page is also available right within Brightspace. This is a different social work class, but if you click library resources in the green bar, you can see it takes you over to the same page. On this page, we have different databases you can try. Depending on the topic of your research, you can start with our multidisciplinary databases. So Library Search is listed here. Academic Search Complete is one of our better library databases for social work because it has a lot of different multidisciplinary topics. And often social work students will search multidisciplinary research topics. Academic OneFile is also a database you can use. Academic Search Complete does seem to provide more relevant results in the searching I've done with students, so we're going to start there. However, you may have a topic that looks at something medical or something behavior-wise. And if you're looking at behavior topics, PsycInfo is probably a really good place to start. Social Work Abstracts is listed there, but that's not a database that I've had much luck with. It's more for professors doing research in the field of social work. So if we go into Academic Search Complete, you're going to see the search interface. We have 3 lines that we can start with. So you'll need to break your research up into keywords. And so if we were looking at the effects of trauma on homelessness, we can search homelessness. And notice when I start to type, it gives me many different options. And I'm going to choose the one that has the most words that seem related. And I don't really care if the author of the article uses homelessness, homeless persons, houseless, or housing. I'm going to choose those. And then I'm going to type trauma. And when I look at that, we may see trauma-informed care or trauma-informed practice. And so maybe that's what I'm really looking for, is how to take a trauma-informed practice approach to clients with homelessness. And so if I go down here, I can choose peer-reviewed because I probably want that. And then I'm going to choose past 10 years for my publication date. Notice I did not check full text. It's not going to be super helpful because we may have the article in another database and choosing full text will prevent you from getting that. So when I do a search, you can see again my filters at the top here. And when I scroll down, you can see I have 1,130 results. I can always go back to advanced search and add another search term if I want, or I can start to review my results. When I review my results and I scroll down, you'll sometimes see this access option button below, and sometimes that'll take you right to the PDF. However, sometimes you'll see this libkey full text link button. And that means that we don't have the full text right here in this database. But when I click that, it will help me find the article in another database. And in this case, we do have it. So if I would have checked full text, this article would not show up even though we have it. To get it, I'm going to click download full text, and you can see that the article just pops up. Now you may see that I have this download full text SUNY Brockport button that popped up in the lower left corner. That is something called LibKeyNomad. And so if you go to libkeynomad.com, you can install that plugin in the browser of your choice. And that will make it so that when you're on a scholarly website, if Brockport has access to the PDF, you'll see a button and you can click that. Even if we don't have access to the PDF, you'll get a button to request that article. Now, I do want to say that you should never pay for an article. We have the ability to get you that article through a service called Interlibrary Loan. So we do charge time. It's not instant. Just like I said earlier, it may take a few days for us to get you that article. But please do go through the Drake Memorial Library collections to access your full text. You have paid for it as part of your tuition, so we do have a budget to help you get the full text of articles. Remember, it's not completely free because we do charge time. I also want to show that on that social work resources page, we have some APA help for you. We have the style and grammar guidelines. That is right from APA proper. This is the same organization that creates the manual. And so you can scroll down on the style and grammar guidelines and you'll see how to do your in-text citations. You will see how to use bias-free language. And if you scroll down, you'll see references, and there are reference examples. And in here, you can scroll down, and if you're looking at a journal article, they give you a list of types of journal articles. And so maybe you got a journal article that has an article number instead of just pages, and you want to know how you should cite that. This will give you a template you can use, and then you can make sure that whatever citation generator you're using matches this output. Sometimes the capitalization is wrong, sometimes the italics are wrong, sometimes you're missing a piece when you use an automatic citation generator. So if you double check against the APA style pages, you should be in good shape. If you scroll down on that citing your sources in APA, you'll also see the Excelsior OWL, which I like for more in-depth information on why APA operates the way it does. And we have a video on quick hints for APA that will sort of walk you through everything if you don't remember, or maybe you haven't learned it yet. We do recommend a few citation tools if you do need to use them. Scribr is a great citation generator, but do remember they are a for-profit website. We don't endorse any of their services and don't pay them any money. You do have the ability to create citations for free on their website. You do have to copy those and paste those somewhere after you create them, but they are there. And then if you scroll down further past the other tools that you're welcome to try, we have a template in Microsoft Word. So if you download this template, it will have everything set up for you as far as page numbers, font, and headings. And then you can just use the heading settings in Microsoft Word. If you read the template, it will explain what you need to do. Okay. You also have the ability to get help. Right here, you can chat with the library, and we are online when we're not available. There are librarians around the world that help answer questions, and so we can make sure that you're covered. If a librarian from another school that's answering your question gets stuck, they'll reach out to us and submit a ticket, and we'll get back to you within the next day. On the social work resources page, on that front page, I want to show that you also have my contact information. And so you have the ability to email me. You can shoot me a message on Teams, or you can choose this Meet link to see my calendar. And so if you want to meet with me, we could meet, say, Wednesday at 4 o'clock. You hit continue, and then you fill out this form, and our meeting will be booked. I do meet with students online, in person at both our main library and our downtown branch. I do phone calls, and I can provide an email response. Any of these are great for me to get back to you. So I wish you luck as you complete your research assignment. If you have any questions, please reach out. That's what I'm here for. Good luck this semester.